There you go. So can everyone see my screen now?
Yes. Yeah. We did smart city. Yes.
Yes. Okay, so thank you, Dr. Heng, and thanks everyone for being with us today. So let me start with this book. In the book WTF, What's the Future and Why It's Up to Us, Silicon Valley pioneer Tim O'Reilly perfectly puts it. Reinventing the government to bring it up to date with the rest of the society is one of the grand challenges of the 21st century. And I agree with him completely. Sadly, it seems like it's a given. Governments, including local governments, cities, towns, municipalities, or whatever you call it, play catch up in terms of adopting ways of the 21st century. So I guess you can already, guess what I'm going to talk about in the next few minutes. I am here to talk about digital transformation and how can the private and public sectors work together in transforming sustainable smart cities. So again, I am Kris. I'm the Executive Director and Chief Sustainability Officer of the first tech nonprofit in the Philippines, Smart City. And in Smart City, we're making citizens and data the heart of the smart city and community development beyond apps. And as corny as it may sound, we call it Smart with a Heart. So you hear about smart cities, and I know you might be wondering what kind of cool, new technology apps you can apply in your city to improve the quality of life of the citizens. And I do not blame you. People see smart city as products of technology innovation, and yes, in the 21st century, we're in 5.4 billion. We have 5.4 billion mobile users. Technology can transform cities to become more efficient and better places to live in. We believe in smart. Sorry, we believe in smart city. However, that tools like technologies alone would not get the job done. We need to consider technologies as enabling strategies and tools. And the target and ultimate goal is to better the quality of life of the people and not just acquire technologies for technology's sake. Just so you have apps that no one really uses. That's why we need to find the perfect balance between SDG 9 and SDG 11, which is between innovation and being sustainable. Okay, I guess enough of the rambling prologues and reminders. Let us jump in and take a look at the cool and can be important technologies. I will introduce here several practices on digital transformation within the ASEAN countries. So in the area of education, the use of AI and cloud is rampant. In response to closures due to COVID-19, here are the e-learning initiatives in the region, in the ASEAN region. This cloud-based e-learnings use distance learning programs, open educational platforms, which schools and teachers can use to reach learners remotely. So within health, in the health sector, with post-COVID, it looks like telehealth offerings will become the new norm in the region. In fact, just this September 2020, Singapore-based telehealth company, Doctor Anywhere, raised 27 million investments for its expansion, while Indonesian-based healthcare app Alo Doctor recorded more than 30 million active users since March 2020, which is almost thrice higher than the pre-COVID traffic. In the taxation area, which is another important area in public service, AI and fintech are mainly utilized within the region. Here you would see that the various governments have taken initiatives to encourage citizens and businesses to utilize technologies and payment systems. In Cambodia, for example, Cambodia Post launched its own mobile app to allow for payments of shipping fees, utilities, and school tuition payments. In Thailand, the government promotes cashless society through its national e-payment master plan. In terms of the government-to-government target sector, in the administrative sector, cloud technologies are being leveraged by more advanced Asian countries like Singapore, Korea, which pushes for moving. In Singapore, they're pushing for moving for to the commercial cloud and has its centralized platform on the Singapore government technology stack. Few governments use hybrid cloud approaches like the Philippines, then Thailand as well. Throughout the ASEAN region, apart from Singapore, Vietnam, and Malaysia, where some progress have been made, AI and IoT adoption rates have been quite slow. There's definitely more work to do in developing markets in ASEAN to achieve higher levels of adoption of AI and IoT. This is because of several reasons like physical infrastructure, data issues, quality of internet connectivity, amongst others. Digital transformation is also explicit in agriculture, energy, and transportation. Here, if we check the Grow Asia website, which is established by World Economic Forum, in collaboration with the ASEAN Secretariat, it brings together companies, government, and NGOs in helping farmers within the ASEAN. And here we can see the agriculture sector using AI, IoT, and big data as well. So, with the above examples, we can see that Asia is just getting started in realizing the full extent of the possibilities of going digital. But going back to my rambling and reminder earlier, technology is but a tool. And there are few challenges that we really need to consider. So, what are those challenges? First, I guess in terms of technological decision, the government should find the balance between relying on local companies and startups or using the global players. On the financial level, there's this economic issue of data ownership, pricing, and financing of the new digital infrastructure. On the political level, the regulation issues of privacy, ownership of data is still under development. There's also a political decision needed whether to consider data as a good or data as a platform. On the social level, of course, promotion of digital and data literacy should also be considered. So what can we do about this? In Smart City, my organization, we believe that we should go beyond public and private partnership and include the people to make the digital projects more sustainable. Below path can be used to achieve such. First is the contextualization and assessment of the needs. Everything should start with the understanding of the population's profile, management, and local economy. This will give direction for the next steps. In Smart City, as an organization, we create a faster way to evaluate the smartness maturity of a local government through our online and offline Smart LGU maturity assessment tool. Here we have a systems approach, not only technologically centered approach of smart cities to gauging the local area's maturity level. So we include SDG, climate change, and DRR components as important components of smart cities and smartness dimensions. So number two, we need to integrate. So at this stage, it is already possible that to define a set of results. So we need to co-create a plan or a project with the government and ensure that it resonates with other existing projects that they have. So next would be we need to be transparent and indicate the concession models and usage right at the very beginning. The public and private partnership acts as a concession to the private sector for the provision of a service to the citizens. This concession should act on a well-defined models to allow the generation, of course, of the accessory revenues capable of making the business more viable. This requires the city hall or the government clearly establish the concession model at the very beginning and its practical and regulatory mechanism. So last but not the least is we need to future-proof and ensure that the project will go beyond any change of leadership. So how can we do this? We need to consider, since we need to consider the amount of investment, we need to ensure that the citizens have the buy-in of the projects. So we can do that through data portals and other engagement platforms as well. So with this vast, this shows that vast majority of government services in ASEAN are now embarking on their digital transformation. Done right and ethically, these innovations can be a win-win situation, both for the citizens, the governments, and the private sector as well. The growth of smart cities and digital transformation post-COVID means more and more public and private organizations are figuring out ways of working in partnership to benefit both. I am thankful for this FEC Business Forum for creating this network. This is very timely. Collaboration is a key for a more sustainable approach on digital transformation. We need to evaluate our risks and come up with steps to lessen the danger together. So, again, technology, I think we need to realize that yes, technology can be a really powerful tool in terms of fourth industrial revolution post COVID. But, you know, as a genius once said, with great power comes with great responsibility. So, again, I am Kris from Smart City, and together with our partners, welcome to Smart City, and hopefully we will become smart with a heart. So, here's our contact info just in case you guys need to contact us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kris. Thank you for highlighting the need for collaboration in the digital transformation.